I was in Germany fighting the German champion in the semi-finals of a multi-nation tournament. And I was well ahead on points. I was sticking and I was moving. But then this guy did something that I'd never seen in all of my years in boxing. He threw this punch and it did so much damage on my face, it was unbearable. And what he did, he was in front of me, a strong, stocky fighter like this, with elusive arms. And I had my eyes directly on his eyes. Now, if you think you're me and I'm him, you've got your eyes on my eyes. What he did, he stepped like this, taking his head right off that center line, and my eyes were following his eyes. This arm came all the way over a big overhand right, and because my eyes were following his eyes, boom, it hit us straight on the side of the nose. And what happened to my nose? It snapped, and it was like someone turned a tap on and water come flowing out. Blood just come blasting out. The pain was horrible. But then my coach made me fight again the next day, even with a big, massive, swollen nose. Yes, it was bigger than it is right now. And I fought the German number 2 the next day, and I lost that fight. And this overhand right is a very dangerous punch. And I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you some demos of it and tell you how you can learn how to throw this the way he threw it and the way so many other world champions throw this overhand right, as well as break down 2 more of the most dangerous punches in boxing. One of them I was a master at. I used to knock out so many people with it. And the other one wasn't my favorite punch, but I was good at throwing it, and I'm going to show you. So, this first punch, I'm going to move this guy around here to change the angle a little bit so you can see me blasted in. Like I said, this German took his foot off that center line. And when I'm taking my foot off the center line, if your eyes is straight forward, in my eyes, it's going to distract you from this punch here, exactly what he did to me. And he started to throw this punch as his head started to move. And when you're throwing this punch, you're going to step and it's going to come out. And your foot and the punch will land at the same time, making sure you bring your head off that center line. And when you do this, you're going to really rotate and turn your full body into the punch, which is going to get you that explosive power that you need to be able to do serious damage with this punch. And when you're throwing this, you kind of want to get this over the top of your opponent's lead hand. So you're stepping there, coming over the top. And because this is coming in at a completely different angle to what we're used to, you can land this punch. Now, if you're not doing it correctly and thinking about your balance and thinking about your positioning if this punch doesn't land, and then you can look very silly. Because if I miss this punch and I throw this, now I'm coming over, I could fall on the floor, I could look like a novice boxer, and I do not want you to be a novice boxer after watching my videos. So make sure when you're doing this, you're practicing on the heavy bags, you're practicing it on, maybe not this guy here, but in shadow boxing, and you're working on it like this, stepping over, boom, throwing that punch and bringing it back. Not throwing it over and it's coming around like this. Now, a couple of people who spring to mind are throwing this, heavyweights, Deontay Wilder, if you see him right here.
You know, he went across the Atlantic too.
Oh, mate, look at the power at that. Absolutely lethal punch. Another one who was another heavyweight, who was a master at throwing this, was Mike Tyson. He was shorter than the guys, like that German was shorter than me. So he's stepping forward, getting his feet and his body in range, boom, blasting in that overhand right. And this is why this is one of the most dangerous punches in boxing. If you're not mastering it, you've always got to be aware of it. I need to move this guy around for the demo. This was one of my, if not my favorite punch of them all. Well, I guess the jab was my favorite punch in boxing. I had a great jab. If you see my jabbing video, you'll know all about it. But this one is what I used to knock people out with all of the time. And this punch, when you land it, it's got a delayed reaction in the pain. And this guy is not going to feel it until 1 or 2 seconds after. Can you guess what it is? Well, I'm going to demo it, break it down for you to practice every time you're in the gym, and also give you some things to be aware of if someone tries to throw this punch on you, which is very important. And this punch is the amazing lead hook to the liver, to the body. And he's a couple of high-level fighters doing it right now with that delayed reaction.
Oscar comes with an uppercut, does a body shot. Oh, he really whacked him.
Also saying to Ryan Garcia, you're young.
Body shot.
And he goes down, and now Campbell is down.
He's been able to get in.
Another left hook and a right hand by Garcia. And now...
Oh, beautiful body shot. And he's me doing it in one of my professional fights as well.
I think the Haney came on too high.
happy about that, and he's down from a body shot this time.
Now, the reason why this does so much damage is because you're hitting the liver, which is one of the most vital and sensitive organs in your full body. And when you get hit with a great body shot like I'm about to show you, this can really leave the person in front of you totally breathless. And if they don't go down from that shot, what you're going to be doing is zapping the energy out of them. It's like you're pulling their stamina out of their body, pulling their strong mind out of their head just by landing this body shot. Now, if you can do it multiple times, the more stamina you're going to rip out of them, the more strong mindset you're going to rip out of their head. So this is why you should be practicing this all of the time. Now, the most standard way to throw this punch, which most coaches teach, which I don't really teach, but I'm going to teach you right now, is this. And that right there was a body shot that would kill anyone only if they weren't expecting it. If you were expecting me to throw a body shot at you and I went, bah, the chances are you could probably take that punch. Do you think? Think you could take that punch? Well, that's because you're expecting it. But if you were not expecting that punch and I went, bah, doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how strong you are, how many fights you've had, that what I've just showed you right there is going to knock you out. And if you hit me with that, yes, you would knock me out as well. I couldn't take that if I wasn't expecting it because I'm all relaxed. Oh, you hit me like that? Yeah, mate, it's going to do the damage. So that's why it's important to make sure when you're throwing this punch, this guy or your opponent, or even when you're practicing on the bag, is not expecting it. So when you're throwing that punch to get the power in it that you're seeing there, what I'm doing is I'm leaning forward, putting the weight to my front foot there, and then from here, it's coming from my face. I'm turning my body into it, and that's what's getting all of that power in the punch there. But this guy, well, probably not this guy, but if I threw that at you, you would probably expect it, right? And because you've seen me slip over like this, you know what I'm going to throw is that. And even though I wouldn't teach that punch that way, it's a great way to practice. When you're on the bag, slipping, bah, whipping it in. Bah, bah. Just getting your body used to throwing that punch. Or then you can throw doubles, bah, bah, triples, bah, 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 and so on, getting your body used to it. But if he's experienced, if you're experienced, and I slip over like that, you're going to know I'm going to throw a body shot and you're going to block it. That's why when I'm teaching this, I teach it a different way. So the person in front is not expecting it. So instead, what I would like you to think about when you're practicing this punch is, what can you do to throw a body shot without him knowing that you're going to throw that body shot? And you might be thinking, well, you've got to throw it really, really fast, which, yes, you do, but there's another way. Like I mentioned, if I'm here in front of this guy and I slip over, if he's got a little bit of experience, I'm going to whip that body shot in, he's going to block it with his elbow like that. So instead, what I'm going to do is remove the slip. If I remove the slip and I throw it from up here, then he's not going to expect it. But I'm not just going to be like this, because that is not very good, and he would expect that and he would see it. Instead, I'm going to get close to him like this, like you would in a real fight scenario. I'm going to touch upstairs, touch, 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 just tapping. If you think if I'm tapping, his hands are coming up. Tap, 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 wow, and then whip it in when he's not expecting it. Or I could throw some little uppercuts here, bah, 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 then whip it in at the last second without him doing it. Now, you might be thinking, well, if you're not turning and twisting into it, you're not going to get that power. Just tell me in the comments below, do you think that this has got enough power in it to hurt someone? Of course it has, right, mate? You never tell us in the comments, because I know that it has, because I've heard so many people with that punch. And the reason being is because he's not expecting it, and I'm hitting him in the right place with enough power to do the damage and put anyone on the ground. And as you see here, Oscar De La Hoya, a multiple world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and look what happened. He's knocked down and he's rolling around in so much pain. And he will agree with me when I say this is one of the most dangerous punches in boxing. But probably not as much as the next punch that we're going to talk about, the third and final most dangerous punch in boxing. Now, before I show you this punch and demo it, all of these three punches that we're talking about here, these are only dangerous if one thing happens, if you land the punches. Now, to land the punches, you don't just have to throw them, you've got to move your feet in range, you've got to be able to breathe, you've got to be able to punch fast, you've got to have good reactions, you've got to have good counter-punching skills if you want to be able to land any of these punches. And you could be in the gym right now with a great trainer, but if he's training multiple people at once and he's not giving you the full attention for your 1 hour session, if that's how long you're training for, and there's a big chance that you will never, sorry to say this, reach your full potential in boxing if you're not getting that high level coaching. And I understand it's hard for coaches to be able to give everyone the individual attention that they need. Now, unless you were on a Great Britain boxing team like me, where you had a full support 24/7, you're never going to get what you need to reach your full potential. And this is part of the reason why I created an online boxing course for you to learn the very best way possible, perfecting each technique step by step, so it will help you reach your full potential in boxing. Now, you can scan here to get more details, or go to TonyJeffries.com and learn all about this master boxing course. I put everything in it, and I 100% guarantee you, if you do everything that it says on this course, you will improve in boxing. You will get way better at boxing. It's impossible not to, because of the way that I've structured this. So scan here, or go to TonyJeffries.com, and now we will talk about this third and final most dangerous punch in boxing. Here it is. Not really. This is it right here. So you've seen what that punch was. Now this punch is aimed directly at the chin. I've just noticed this guy hasn't got much of a chin. Look at that. Well, I'm going to hit your little chin that you have got in a second, mate. When you are getting hit on the chin, whether it is straight up the middle or whether it's round the side, what this is doing is shaking your brain around your skull. This is what causes concussions. And this happened to me a few times where I've been hit so hard, my legs went like jelly, and I've had a concussion from being hit on the chin. Now, before I give you the demo and show you how to do it, another reason why this is so dangerous is because an uppercut, when thrown correctly, like I'm going to show you, is hard to see coming. Now, if you're throwing it incorrectly, like this, yeah, that's stupid and it's easy to see coming. But when you're up close inside here, now that's just see you threw some light punches there, the guy's arms are here covering up, then you're going to whip that one straight up the middle, and because it's a short punch, it's got less distance to travel. When it's got less distance to travel, it gets there faster. So I'm inside here, turning, whipping in that uppercut and throwing it right to the bottom of the chin. And there's another way of throwing it like Mike Tyson used to do, where he's inside and he's low and he's bending his knees, and from there he's straightening his legs as he's throwing that punch up. And if you think, I've come down, I've come up, whoom, and whipping up that uppercut, serious damage. Now, another great reason why this is so good is because it's great to add into different combinations. And if you've ever been hit on the chin with an uppercut, you will know it kind of disorientates you. But it also takes away your confidence as well. So if you've hit me with the uppercut and you've come back with a body shot, yeah, it's great. And I always remember sparring with ABA champion called Warren Baster, who was at my gym. And he showed me a great technique of landing the uppercut. And I had to really humble myself and see, like, Warren, how are you keep hitting me with this uppercut? Because it's horrible. How are you doing it? And what he used to do, he would use his lead hand and pull my backhand down. So this was down here. Then I would forget about this side and boom, he would whip that uppercut. So I'm inside, pulling this one down and whipping in that one. Now, I break all of this down and much more on my Master Boxing course. If you click here, it'll take you straight through and you can get all of the details about that.